What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is 17 house details in the US that puzzle foreigners.
Okay, details.
Hopefully
Interesting.
there's going to be something new in there we got told there is. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Smash that like button if you enjoy the content guys, smash the subscribe button. Let's get into it, what we got.
The land of the free and the home of the brave. And apparently, huge freezing cold houses with weird sockets. Wait, what's so strange about American homes? Well, anytime I invite my non-American friends over to my house, they're happy to point out how bizarre it is.
Okay.
For example, 1. Big houses. First of all, not all Americans have huge houses.
Yeah.
Plenty of people rent small apartments, and houses come in all different sizes. But yeah, I'll agree that the typical American home is pretty big and spacious compared to other countries, where the average square footage for European houses is about 1,500 feet. It's 2,700 feet in the US.
That's a big difference.
I guess
It's almost double, isn't it? That's mad.
the numbers don't lie. Number 2, a room for everything. To fill our giant houses, we've got a room for pretty much anything you can imagine. If you can count closets as tiny rooms, and they kind of are when you think about it,
Some of
every
them in
American
the UK,
home has
they're like the size of box rooms for some people's bedrooms.
Yeah, some of people's bedrooms are literally tiny, and then you'd have a wardrobe in the room as well, like taking up some of that room. You guys have your own room for a walk-in wardrobe. It's sick.
multiples of those. There are closets for clothes in each bedroom, usually one near the front door for coats and shoes, one in the bathroom or hallway for towels, one in the kitchen in the form of a pantry. Yep, we love storage space that's built into the house. Those big wardrobes you might get from IKEA aren't really a thing here. Number 3, huge personal washers and dryers.
Okay.
Speaking of rooms,
Top
there's
loaded
also
as well.
usually
Like, I don't think I've ever seen a top loader in the UK.
No.
Let us know in the comments below if you're from Britain or wherever and you've seen a top loader, but I've only ever seen the front loader ones. Not a big deal, but
one just for doing laundry. Also, most Americans have both a washer and a separate dryer, and they tend to be big too. My European friends tell me that their washer is in the kitchen or bathroom, and they hang their clothes to dry. But again, I'm sure it comes down to the issue of space. Still, even if a person in the US doesn't have their own, they just go down to the laundromat to use the machines there. You won't see many Americans hand washing their clothes or hanging them to dry. I mean, who has time for that? 4. Basements.
Lengthy.
And here's yet another way to have plenty of storage space. Or, of course, if you're in the Midwest, basements serve as a shelter when a tornado hits. But besides storage and tornado safety, a lot of American homes have gorgeous finished basements that serve as another living space.
It's a little bit scary. I think if you're not used to them, you think of horror movies, basements.
I think if it's properly kitted out though, it's not scary, it's just part of the house.
It's like going down to a different room.
It's like a creepy basement, it's creepy.
Yeah, if it's not being properly done, it's like, oh. Why don't we have more basements? I don't know the reason.
You'd think that we would dig down because we can't go out.
Yeah, because we can't go out. So, again, let us know if you know the reason why. You'd have thought we would.
It might be in the form of a guest room or a recreational area to hang out in. 5. The abandoned dining room. And there are some rooms that we don't even use at all. Okay, maybe this just applies to my family, but we never use the dining room. It's there, we have a beautiful dining table, but we always just take our dinner to the living room and watch TV while we eat.
I think that maybe depends what family.
I also think like a lot of people, like in the posh houses over here, they have like a dining room for like Christmas.
Yeah.
And like they have like a table in the kitchen where they just eat, or like a breakfast bar or something.
Yeah.
Where they just eat like, I don't know, I remember like I went to babysit someone's house and they had like this room where it was like you're only allowed to go if there were like guests over or it was Christmas. They just
exactly. I was thinking
at a
special
kitchen table.
occasions like Christmas, stuff like that. That's when you get your, I guess, is it china? Your china out, per se, like your posh plates, and then
silverware.
You use your dining table, I guess.
Dinner and a movie. 6. Serious about fire safety. More specifically, I'm talking about having multiple smoke alarms throughout the house. I personally have one in the kitchen, another in the hallway, and one in each bedroom. That's what the National Fire Protection Association recommends. And I'm probably not alone in following their guidelines to a T.
Better to be
Fire
safe than
safety
sorry.
is taken so seriously in the States that landlords can get in big trouble if they don't immediately fix a non-working smoke alarm for their tenants. And perhaps it's for fire safety or just a convenience thing. But I've always had an electric stove in any house I've lived in. Gas stoves aren't as popular as they are elsewhere in the world. 7. Wall-to-wall carpeting.
Gas stoves scare me.
Why?
I don't know. I just I feel like in Jersey recently we've had a few gas explosions, haven't we?
Yeah, I suppose.
And that creeps me out.
creeps
But
you out.
fire check. I think the UK are kind of hot on fire. I think fire safety.
Definitely.
We
maybe
like
not
when
as
I think
hot, but hot on it.
when you have a baby, the fire service do a free check, don't they? We got offered it, but obviously my brother-in-law's a fireman, so he checked us anyway. But they do a free check if you bring a new baby home. They check all your fire.
And then in the UK, my dad was saying, just a fire engine rocked up not long ago, and they just checked for him. Remember?
Yeah, they
He
do.
was
I
saying
think
they just did a check and replaced them for him.
Yeah, it's I think they are quite hot on it.
Definitely. Gas obviously going out of the UK now, but it still is there. My dad, up until recently, had a gas stove.
He still does have a gas
Is
stove.
it not electric now? With the kitchen upgrade?
No, I think they still kept the gas
they
stove.
kept the gas stove.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is still in the UK.
This point
maybe
will
not.
often depend on how old a house is, because a lot of the old ones have wooden floors. But most homes, especially the newer ones, have wall-to-wall carpeting in every room.
Yeah. I like that. Apart from hallways and kitchens.
And bathrooms.
And bathrooms. Other than that, I like carpet in every room.
Carpet in bedrooms and the lounge, definitely.
Yeah,
That is
the
pretty
lounge
much-
is
that's
nice. But
pretty
not
much the only
everybody does carpet in the lounge.
No, a lot of people do wooden floor, don't they, with like a nice
Yeah.
rug or something, because your mum's got wooden.
Yeah, I do like a carpet though.
I like a carpet in like the places where your feet are going to sink in.
I kind of find people just put a rug over the wooden floor anyway. So it's like, why don't you just have a carpet?
Yeah, but we'd put a rug over our carpet, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we haven't got a very nice carpet.
Yeah. Right, we'll see in a second.
Well, not the kitchen or bathroom, of course, but everywhere else, it's carpeted. Is this really just an American thing? If you're from another country, you'll have to let me know down below. 8. How low can you go? Now, my European friends find my toilet quite fascinating and mildly confusing. I guess toilets in the US sit lower than the ones in Europe do.
Oh.
It's not because we're necessarily shorter or that it's more comfortable for us. Low-sitting toilets actually serve a purpose. Being closer to the ground is a healthier and more natural way to, do your
Makes
numbers.
sense.
Before we even had commodes, our caveman ancestors squatted on the ground. So, just trying to keep it all natural over here. And, well, civilized too, of course.
I think they squat in France, don't they?
There's toilets in France.
Public toilets, a lot of them are like just holes, aren't they?
No.
I think they are. Not all of them, but I think a lot of public toilets are sometimes just holes. Obviously, if there's a building. I think they are.
I've been to a lot of public toilets in France and I've never
Never
done
on
that.
about like you're at a park and there's a toilet there. I'm pretty sure it's just like a hole. I'm gonna
They
have
were
to.
just toilets.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just. Oh, look, we're gonna have to search
I'm
it.
telling you, I've been,
French.
and it's not.
Public toilets, just holes. I swear some of them are. A squat toilet is not much as a toilet. That's a target. Oh my god. Why is France traditionally use squat toilets? It definitely is quite common.
It's not common.
It can be, yeah. Most likely you'll find a regular one, but also possible you can find a squat toilet.
Yeah, so
And
regularly you're going to see a normal toilet.
I have seen quite a lot of squat toilets in France.
When have you been to
I
France?
used to go to Ile de Ré all the time.
And I've been, and they're all toilets.
No, but I'm saying if I passed, I used to find squat toilets quite a lot.
So the toilets at the beach, they weren't normal toilets, no?
No, they were normal, yeah.
So where else did you go in Ile de Ré?
No, not when we went recently. I'm saying when I was younger.
You just said to me they're all in France.
No, I didn't say all. I meant a lot of them are. I meant a lot. I have seen the whole.
Yeah, they probably were back in 1920.
No, this is like the last 10 years. He just said, I reckon it's about a 70% normal, 30% squat.
But you start this argument with all French people have squat
I
holes.
done that. I meant very squat toilets in French.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some everywhere.
I don't think so. I don't think it was in the UK. Let's crack on.
9. Toilet bowls full of water. You didn't think I was done talking
Like
about
the backslash.
toilets, did you? Okay, one more toilet fact for the day. In the US, they're full of water. On his first visit to the States, one of my friends actually thought my toilet was clogged. Nope, all that water is totally normal and serves several purposes as well. First of all, it keeps the bowl from getting too dirty and staining the porcelain. That way, we don't have to use the brush as often. It also minimizes smells. But there is a downside of more splashing, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. 10. One faucet to rule them all. I haven't done a lot of traveling, but I have been to the UK, and I was flabbergasted by the separate faucets in the bathroom. How do you guys use those anyways? I have to wash my hands under scalding hot or freezing cold water separately. Jump back and forth between the two? In the US, sinks always have just one faucet.
Fill the bowl
and
up with water. With
Yeah,
those
but
sinks.
I get what you mean. That's quite a lot of wastage, isn't it? If you're
I mean,
washing
it
your
is, yeah,
hands.
but
But it's not that common anymore, is it?
no, it's a lot more common now to have the
The mixer.
mixer.
Yeah.
You can customize the temperature of the water however you like. Now, as for getting that perfect temperature when you're taking a shower, don't even get me started on that. 11. Crank up the AC. Yeah,
Very
most of us
American.
leave the AC running all through the summer instead of opening a window or using a fan. Probably not the most cost-efficient solution, especially in a big house, but it just feels so nice. The same goes for cranking the heat up in the winter. You won't see many radiators in the US. 12. Wearing shoes inside. Most of
Yeah,
the world
see-
has a pretty
Again, maybe it's just us, but this is not something which I'd say 99% of the time it's taking shoes off inside.
It is like every time you go to someone's house, you just say, "I'll take my shoes off."
Yeah. Sometimes they will say, oh, you can leave them on, but if you were going like in the lounge or anything like that, the shoes definitely
I think it's
off.
because mostly a lot of UK homes are carpeted,
Yeah, maybe.
so it's like you don't want to put your shoes all over somebody's carpet, do you?
Yeah. But in America, according to you guys as well, a lot of people do shoes. Some people do take them off from what we've gathered from comments, but not everyone.
strict policy about taking your shoes off at the front door. But that's not really the case here. Most families are totally okay with wearing shoes inside around the house, as long as they're not muddy or anything. Sure, there are those American families that don't do it.
Yeah.
So, if you're ever in the States, it's customary to ask if you need to take your shoes off at the front door. Most of the time, the answer will be, nah, you're fine. 13. Switchless sockets. Now, apparently in
Yeah.
Europe, you have a
Okay.
switch to either allow the power to flow by turning a button on or cutting it by switching it off. In
most
America,
cases.
you don't have this option, and that's most likely because of the fact that we have a lower voltage running through our sockets. So the risk of shocking yourself when you unplug something without turning the socket off first isn't as high. 14. No tea kettle in the kitchen.
I never turn the socket off before I unplug something.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, maybe some people do, but I think a lot of the time the socket just ends up being left on the on position most of the time.
Yeah, no, I don't ever turn it off and on, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
The US is mostly a coffee drinking country, so we don't really use tea kettles. And if you're thinking, well, what about a kettle to boil water for instant coffee? The answer to that, my friend, is that most homes have a coffee maker to brew it fresh. 15. Garbage disposals. Ah, yes, the convenience of rinsing your plate right in the sink, flipping the switch, and sending all that
I wanna
ground-up
use one of
food
these.
down the drain. Garbage disposals are a lot more common in the States. In fact, over 50% of American homes have one. I imagine it comes down to the better sense.
I thought it was going to be higher than 50%.
I did.
I thought it was going to be like 70% or something.
No, I reckon like it's probably like the. I don't reckon like flats and things have them.
I would have thought flats have, but then I guess it does make sense if you don't have them, because I suppose if everyone's flat was then accumulating all this waste food under the sink, it could get a bit smelly, I guess, couldn't it, if they don't clean it? But yeah, I would have thought more.
Sanitation and avoiding raunchy smells coming from your trash can. 16. Flags everywhere.
Love
Americans really do love to display the old Star-Spangled Banner. So most homes here have at least one hanging outside the house. But it's not just our national flag we like to hoist. A lot of people have a flag with their favorite football team or the college they went to on it. What can I say? We like flags.
Nothing wrong
17.
with that.
Nope.
Pristine lawns. And finally,
I always like. Do you ever see the TikToks where people are making their lawn to survive and doing all cool patterns? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
surrounding
You've got
that
too much
big
time in your hands.
house full of rooms, closets, carpet, and weird sockets, we have our beautiful lawns. Okay, the perfect pristine kind are usually only found in the suburbs, but in general, Americans like to take care of their yard. Plus, most neighborhoods have rules about it. Even if you don't want to, you often have to keep your lawn mowed and free of leaves or clutter.
Oh, wow.
Everything's got to look nice and clean. And now, whether you're American or not, which of these things apply to your house?
I should do that in the UK. Maybe people do that because there's
Exactly.
some right interesting neighbourhoods.
Yeah, you can get some like scruffy.
Like
looking-
all their junk outside.
Yeah, I like the fact that you made it. It makes sense though, because a lot of lawns is pristine when you go to America, so it does make sense if they are being forced to do it. Enjoy that?
Yeah, I did. That's good.
Smash that button if you enjoy, guys. Smash that subscribe button as well, you absolute legends. Link to his channel's in the description, and what should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.